Someone gives you an order, and your first instinct is to resist, even if you were about to do it anyway. A boss micromanages, a partner suggests how you should handle something, or a friend offers advice you never asked for, and you feel a surge of irritation or a sudden shutdown. You might even catch yourself doing the opposite, just to reclaim your sense of choice. It's not really about the task. It's about the feeling of being pushed, boxed in, or managed. Meanwhile, you watch others nod, comply, and move on, and you quietly wonder, why do I react so strongly? Why can't I just go along like everyone else? Am I just stubborn for no reason? If being told what to do makes you want to dig in your heels or run the other way, what psychology says about your mind is something most people never hear, and it might completely change how you see this stubborn side of yourself. You've probably heard it all before. You're so stubborn, you're difficult, you never listen. Maybe you've been told you're hard to work with, or that you always have to do things your own way. Sometimes you even feel guilty for pushing back or for making things harder than they need to be. You try to go along, but the urge to reclaim your freedom is too strong. Other people seem to accept direction easily. You feel a wall go up the moment someone tries to control your choices. You start to wonder if you're just being difficult or if there's something deeper going on. Most people like you stop here and decide they're just a problem. But that's only because nobody ever explained what your brain is actually doing when it resists being told what to do. Here's the reframe. Psychology suggests that people who hate being told what to do often have a strong autonomy drive and a freedom-sensitive nervous system. Your brain is wired to value self-direction, choice, and agency. When someone tries to control you, it triggers reactance, a built-in psychological pushback against threats to your freedom. If you've lived with micromanagement, invalidation, or controlling environments, your system quietly learned, my choices matter. I have to protect them. You're not just rebellious, you're autonomy-driven, and that can be a real strength. Your resistance is your mind's way of defending your right to think, choose, and act for yourself. Under the surface, three things are usually driving this. First, autonomy needs and control sensitivity. Some people genuinely need more say over how and when they do things. Orders, unsolicited advice, or micromanagement don't just feel annoying. They register as a threat to your self-respect. Second, reactance, the pushback instinct. Even when you agree with the request, the way it's delivered can flip a switch. Don't tell me. Let me choose. This instinct is especially strong in people who value independence or have had their choices dismissed in the past. Third, old wounds from micromanagement and invalidation. If you grew up with controlling parents, teachers, or partners, or were often told you're doing it wrong, your system learned to guard your autonomy fiercely. You may have been punished for independent thinking. So now, you protect your freedom at all costs. This isn't defiance for its own sake. It's learned self-protection. Most people just see you as stubborn. They never see the autonomy needs, the pushback instinct, and the old lessons your mind is running every time someone tries to take away your choice. Here's where your autonomy drive can be both a superpower and a stumbling block. Your need for independence is a real strength that makes you creative, resourceful, and less likely to be manipulated. But it can also quietly become self-sabotage. You reject help, miss out on learning, or push people away just to prove you're in control. Sometimes you say no to good opportunities simply because they weren't your idea. On the outside, it can look like confidence. It can quietly turn into isolation or missed growth. A gentle self-check is, right now, am I protecting my freedom more? Am I avoiding connection? Learning or vulnerability just because it feels safer to do it all myself? When you see it clearly, your story stops being I'm just stubborn or difficult and starts sounding more like the truth. You're an autonomy-driven, freedom-sensitive mind. In a world that often rewards compliance, you value choice, self-respect, and independent thinking. That's a strength. The work now is to channel your autonomy, negotiate instead of just resisting, ask for input on your own terms, or reframe requests as choices. Practice saying, I hear your suggestion, here's how I'd like to do it, or can we find a way that works for both of us? Over time, you'll teach your system that you can be free and connected, not just one or the other. This felt like someone finally explained your don't tell me what to do brain, not alone, and you're not too much for needing autonomy. Subscribe and stay close if you want more videos that decode traits like this without shaming you. And tell me in the comments what situations trigger your resistance the most, because next, we're going even deeper into how autonomy-driven minds like yours can thrive, even in a world full of rules.